Yo, what's up, 8th Housers? And this is another midnight snack from your girl, SHAME for H.P.I.C. I am the host of Urban Alchemistics Tales of the 8th House, okay? So I hope you guys are doing good today, all right? It is 1:18 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the Blessed Coast. So today, this is a special episode today for my 8th Housers, especially those who have an 8th house stellium. All right, so you guys read the title. This is another episode of Honest Ob's TikTok compilation, and this is about the 8th house stellium. Pain and passion to purpose, then power. Okay, the 4 P's, honey. All right. So I decided to look up some videos on TikTok in regards to the 8th house stellium. As you guys know, I do have an 8th house stellium in Leo. And this is a TikTok compilation that's going to explain what that all entails, what the 8th house stellium all entails. I'll tell you what it's been like for me. Okay, dying and coming back. Lots of ego deaths, constantly dead, constantly alive. You know, it's always going through a lot of death and losses and things like that. That happens. Dealing with a lot of jealousy, betrayal, and obsession from others. Being sexualized even before you were old enough to know what it was. That's another darker part about it. I have a 8th house stellium, meaning, and a stellium, for those who don't know, because I want to make it beginner friendly so that when people come across this channel, they're like, oh, I just found out I have an 8th house stellium, or I just found out that I'm an 8th houser, period, or whatever. I want you guys to be able to come here and still understand what's going on. So, as you already know, the 8th house covers death, transformation, other people's money, intuition, sexuality, the mystery, taboo, dark, psychological, etc., etc., etc. All right. The stellium is the stellium in astrology means like the 3 planets that are in a house, 3 or more planets that are in a house. So if you have 3 or more planets in the 8th house, you have a stellium. So for me, I have Venus, Mercury, Mars in Leo in the 8th house, and I also have the moon in the 8th house as well. I have Vertex, even though Vertex is not a it's not a planet, but I'm just letting you know the different things that I got going on. It's a big party in my 8th house. It's a big ass fucking party going on. Okay, so I have Venus, Mercury, Mars, the moon, the vertex, and also my north node. I have a north node Taurus in 8th house. Okay, so and then as far as like Scorpio placements on my birth chart, I don't have too much water on my chart, but I do have Scorpio in the 11th house and the 12th house. All right, now you're gonna hear in the TikTok videos that they may also refer to even houses, all the dark houses. The 8th house is not the only dark house. We have the 12th house, that's considered a dark house. Basically all the even houses, most of the even houses. So basically the 4th house, the 6th house, the 8th house, and the 12th house. Those are the dark houses. So the 4th house is the Cancer house, the 6th house is the Virgo house, the 8th house is the Scorpio house, and the 12th house is the Pisces house. So those are all the dark houses, okay? Soon I'll do a video on all the dark houses, another TikTok compilation on that. So stay tuned for that. So I'll be belting out some more commentary videos on some of my reality TV shows, dark psychology. Also, I want you guys to check out one of my new song that I came out with called "Bitch You're Karmic." I written that song back in October. I think like fall of last year. I written down the lyrics and I figured out a beat for it, and I just wrote down the name of the beat and where to find it. And I said I'll come back to it. So I just did a bunch of writing, and I was like, okay, I'll come back to it or whatever like that. You know, sometimes I have like little creative writer's block where I just got so much going on. I be getting sidetracked, all kind of shit, girl. Anyways, so yeah, back to the subject at hand. So what has life been for me as an 8th houser? Always dealing with power struggles, people trying to contain my energy, control my energy, while at the same time trying to usurp it and uproot my energy and take it from me. So every time when people like you, they'll like say, "Oh, you so real, you so this, you so that, da da da," and then next thing you know, they'll start competing with you. They start being jealous or start being vindictive. Some people I've noticed, I've noticed a lot in my personal life and in my professional life and my social media life as well, that people will work themselves up into a frenzy. They'll get themselves all in a tizzy and literally eliminate themselves. Like, I don't even have to do anything. I just have to just speak the truth, be myself authentically and genuinely, and just say what's on my mind, what's on my heart, what's on my spirit. And people will start to try to they'll either start to try to make $1 out of 15 cents. They'll try to push back. They will literally eliminate themselves through their own pattern of pathological behavior. I've noticed that with people a lot. Like, I don't even be tripping off of them, but because they know I can see them for who they are, not for the image that not for the many different images and masks that they wear for people. I can see them for who they truly are, so therefore they see me as a threat. And you'll notice that as an eighth houser, like, people will treat you differently than everybody else because they know that you can see them. You can see them for who they truly are, not the images that they're trying to portray. You will also have people that will just be really obsessive with you. I have dealt with that. You'll see in the videos that people are saying things about eighth houses. You know, a lot of people have criticisms towards eighth houses and stuff like that, but you don't notice it until you're in that position. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to speak when you don't have that placement, and just to assume things about people. I think anybody in any house can go through the same thing, but it's just certain houses go through it more intensely, even more. For me as an eighth houser, I've had intense relationships where they were platonic, and it's not even that much, but whether they're platonic, sexual, whatever like that. I have also dealt with that as well. Just people being like sexually obsessed or just drawn to me, that magnetism, that mystery. People will literally try to make up things about you as an eighth houser just because you don't give them any access to you. So you'll notice that people just literally make up shit about you because they can't figure you out. You know what I'm saying? So that is pretty much what I wanted to share. I'm going to let the TikToks do its thing. I hope you guys enjoy the show. And if you have an 8th house stellium, tap in. Enjoy the show.
I'm the love witch. I seduce men with my spells, my potions, my cries, and body.
Who are you?
I'm the love witch. I'm your ultimate fantasy.
As an 8th house stellium, I feel like I can say this and it won't sound like super condescending. It might to some who don't get it, but if you get it, then bitches have been hating on me my whole life. They have. My whole life, I have been dealing with the projections of others. And y'all know the 8th house is all about other people's money, right? And what's another form of money? Another form of currency? People's attention. And that's why I believe that the 8th house deals with so much projection, because you get a lot of people's attention. But if those people hate them fucking selves, then they're gonna hate you too. Like, I used to really wonder why everybody fucking hated me. Like, I was a bitch in high school, depending on your vantage point of me. I was either like just a diva, nice, loving, artsy kid in speech and debate and choir, or I was a drama queen bitch. And that's because I had to become that to protect myself. I would go home and cry and ask myself, why doesn't nobody like me? But then, yeah, I would show up to school like, all you bitches is some bums. Because I had to. As somebody with heavy Scorpio energy, there's just something innate in my body that says I have to fucking shit on you the second somebody betrays me. And so, yeah, while it hurt me, they was never gonna know that. Like, it was a huge revelation to me when I was rereading my old journals and I realized, like, I was slick bullied in high school. I was bullied, but because I fought back, I don't think nobody ever saw it that way. That's how I felt. I feel like I was being bullied. And again, this is why I love astrology so much, because it really got me closer to God. Because I used to just think God fucking hated me. I was just like, why are you, like, down to having a narcissistic parent? I'm telling you, I've been dealing with people projecting their own lack onto me my whole life. And I always wonder why. I'm like, God, do you just fucking hate my guts? And he was like, no, baby, you're just an 8th house stelly. But this is also why the 8th house, all about wealth as well. Because there's a lot of pain there to alchemize. A lot of suffering there to turn into magic and gold. And that is what I do. That is exactly what I do. So I'm proud of me. But I honestly would never wish an 8th house stelly on anybody. I just wouldn't. It comes with a lot of betrayal.
Dear 8th house placements, how does it feel to have people first admire you and say that you are such an inspiration to them and they love you, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere they start competing with you, trying to put you down for all the things that they said that they loved about you, and they start to make your life a living hell? Are you guys doing okay? Are we coping? We good?
Fuck this. Fuck. Did you see this? Look at this.
As an 8th houser, you only receive justice for your suffering if you don't let it fucking destroy you first. People forget that the number 8 alone by itself is a very karmic number. One of the most karmic numbers there is. That's why the 8th house also deals with karma, okay? And a lot of that karma that I find the 8th housers tend to go through, a lot of it is from our fucking ancestors, aka our parents, our siblings. Like, we end up paying for a lot of other people's choices. This is why the 8th house also deals with intimacy. You do not let a lot of the karma you unfortunately have to deal with in the early stages of life, if you don't let it destroy you or turn your ass into a fucking narcissist, you will be rewarded for your suffering. You will, because that's your inheritance, right? You gain wisdom through suffering. You gain knowledge through suffering. You gain creativity through suffering, right? You gain magnetism through suffering. There's a lot of gains there. There's a lot of projections to alchemize, but only if those things don't fucking destroy you first.
And if your stellium is in the 8th house, you are built for transformation, whether you like it or not. So 8th house is the original Scorpio house. It rules intimacy, sheds, resources, sex, death, rebirth, psychology, and all the things society tends to keep hidden. With a stellium here, life forces you into the deeper waters. You don't get to just skim the surface. My clients with 8th house stellium often live through intense cycles of loss and renewal. Whether it's money, relationships, or identity, things in your life may die off so you can be reborn stronger. It can feel brutal at the time, but it creates this resilience in them. So most people never even develop this. So you have a natural radar for what's underneath the surface. So people's motives, lies, secrets. You are human lie detector. That gift can tip into suspicion or even control if you're not careful. You can end up playing detective in relationships instead of learning to trust. And when it comes to money, the 8th house also rules shared finances, debt, inheritances, even investments. And a stellium here can make you experience big financial highs and lows, but the root there is always psychological, because your money story is tied to your relationship with power and trust. Now let's turn this into something practical. The 8th house demands shadow work, so therapy, trauma, healing, energy work, anything that helps you to face what's being buried underneath. And the more you do your inner work, the more your outer world stabilizes. Without it, it will feel like life is just one crisis after another. If you got stellium in 8th house, your gift is to show other people that real strength comes from facing the darkness, facing the challenges, and not avoiding them. And if you haven't already, follow me and I will help you to decode your chart.
You don't like me anymore? No, I don't!
All right, you guys. So the next few clips we're going to see is celebrities, public figures that have 8th house stelliums. Now, I watched a video where I saw that Whoopi Goldberg had the 8th house stellium. And I was like, oh my God, I've always loved Whoopi Goldberg. Like, damn, like, I contribute at least 33% of my personality from her. Like, oh my God, I love Whoopi Goldberg. I always felt a connection with her. So it's so interesting that she has an 8th house stellium. Yeah, so you guys are going to see some of the famous people that actually have it. Even people that I actually were drawn to and I love their work and everything like that. It was just something about them. I end up finding out that they have similar placements, not just the 8th house stellium, but they just have similar placements. I know I'm supposed to shed light on the things that are in the deepest, darkest crevices of the underworld. I'm supposed to shed light, like, wait a minute, this part has not been seen, this part has not been discovered. I meant to do that. And that's what I've constantly been doing, probably my whole life before I was even aware of astrology and my placements and all that other stuff. Before my real, true spiritual awakening, I kind of always knew. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the TikToks and I'll come back.
I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. $1 billion ass, $1 billion wrist. They already know $1 billion bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. $1 billion ass, $1 billion wrist. They already know $1 billion bitch. It's the bag, stack my residual, should've known. I blow like an inner tube, I got hate on haters is pitiful, get above for each individual. I got money, so don't get political. Got them up in my DM, they so typical. Shit, I'm up on these bitches like it's 10 to 2. Your man want my legs up in 10 to 2. I'm a thief in the night when I want some. Buck, kinda make 'em wanna buck some. Can't get close if your funds young. Hit Fifth Ave with a lump sum. Throw it back and he's so surprised. And he's so alive. In Miami on Ocean Drive. Hop in a yacht, watch me ocean drive. Bitch, I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch.
If you have a stellium, which is 3 or more planets in the same sign or house, you are here to resolve unfinished lessons in this lifetime. And you have a strong past life connection to the energy of that sign or house. And you're on a destined path where you cannot avoid challenges or growth in that area. Your soul chose to focus heavily on a particular theme, skill, or lesson in this incarnation. So if you have an 8th house stellium, it intensifies the themes of transformation, intimacy, power, shared resources, and the mysteries of life and death. And remember, the zodiac sign tied to the 8th house is that Scorpio energy, which is Phoenix type energy. That stellium suggests you're a natural psychologist, healer, or mystic drawn to life's deeper mysteries. You have a karmic past tied to power struggles, shared wealth, sexuality, or spiritual awakening. And you are now called to embrace transformation, shadow work, and spiritual rebirth. This stellium is called the alchemist's path. And like I've said before, every planet, house, sign, and degree brings its own energy to that stellium. So if you have Mercury in the 8th house, your communication is deep, analytical, and focused on uncovering hidden truths. You may thrive in research, psychology, or fields requiring investigative thinking. And depending on the sign involved in the stellium, that will tell you how intense and transformative the energy of the 8th house is expressed. So if you have Scorpio signs in that house, it amplifies the themes of emotional depth, power, and transformation. You're naturally intuitive, but you may struggle with control and fear of vulnerability. Some of the challenges an 8th house stellium may face is fear of loss and abandonment. So there's intense emotional bonds, but that can trigger this fear of betrayal or control issues. There can also be power struggles in partnerships or financial relationships. It can feel emotionally intense, and you can avoid or try to avoid shadow work. And again, in this life, your soul is called to embrace transformation, release control, heal karmic wounds, use power responsibly, and develop emotional resilience.
If you have a stellium in the 8th house, then yeah, you were never meant to live a surface level life. Let's talk about it. A stellium in the 8th house means that multiple planets are packed into the house of transformation, intimacy, power, and the unseen. This is deep soul territory. You're the person who feels everything intensely, even when you pretend not to. You crave deep, meaningful connections, but you also fear losing control. Trust, it's earned. Pain, you've probably faced more than most people. But here's the gift. You can transmute that pain into power, wisdom, and purpose. You're drawn to the taboo, the mystical, the psychological, because you were born to explore what others avoid. Healing, shadow work, trauma, rebirth. This is your language. People sense your energy. It's magnetic, mysterious, and sometimes intimidating. That's because you don't do small talk. You do soul contracts. This isn't an easy placement, but it is one of the most powerful. The 8th house stellium is a cosmic initiation into becoming the alchemist of your own life.
Now that last TikTok, she wasn't lying at all. Like, people will literally fuck themselves up trying to fuck me up. I've always noticed that. And I've also noticed that I don't even have to do much. I don't even have to say much. Like, I already know that they are beings, interdimensional beings. You know what I'm saying? Like, from all over realms I can't even see. You feel me? That are protecting me. And I know this because I don't be doing shit to people, and it's like people go out their way to do stuff to me, and they always end up suffering. People that I don't even know. I mean, if you have a social media presence and you're an 8th houser, I know for sure you have dealt with people who are jealous, obsessive with you, always trying to control your energy, trying to contain your energy, trying to categorize you, trying to make up lies and things about you. Okay, I know that you've dealt with that plagiarism, copying, and things like that. So I know that those things definitely do happen. And what I notice is that when people go out their way to harm me, I don't have to do much. The most I ever do is a return to sender. I don't do any type of extra shit because I know I would be good at it. Like, if I was to do the shit that motherfuckers have did to me, the type of rituals that they done on me, if I was to do death magic and, voodoo dolls and you know what I'm saying, like, death and life is the same. Okay, life is death and death is life. So when people try to do, like, death spells, death magic, shit like that towards us, we eat that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, a motherfucker send me a death spell, I'll probably shart in the toilet or something. You know what I'm saying? I probably might sneeze or cough or something or clear my throat. But that's the most that'll ever fucking happen. Do you understand what I'm saying? So people will really fuck themselves up trying to fuck you up. You literally don't have to do anything because you have the dead by your side. And if you have very powerful ancestors and loved ones that left you in this realm, they're gonna make sure nobody can fuck with you. So you have different beings, and spirits take a liking to you. Even spirits are just passing through; they take a liking to you. Certain deities take a liking to you. Okay, so you attract all kinds of people that'll have your back. Even animals will have your back. Even children will have your back. Ask me how I know. I've also been through this as well. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. You don't have to do much as an 8th houser. Trust me, because you know your own strength, and when you know your own power, you know that you have to be responsible. And like, people, they will become obsessed with trying to take you down because they seen what happens when they fuck with you. You know what I mean? So it becomes a lifelong vendetta for people. There'll be people that will literally destroy themselves as long as they have a chance of destroying you along with it. They'll be fine with it. So when you have this power, you know that you have to have, responsibility. And most of the time you just have to leave it up to spirit and just do your own little thing. The more you alchemize, the more you transcend, the more you evolve and heal away from them, the worse they fall. That's why they need your energy. They need your participation. They need you to feel all these feelings that they have inside of them that they haven't quite alchemized themselves. So that's the key to really being an 8th houser, is just transmuting, enduring, transcending, surviving. That's really what it's all about. And those who refuse to do it, that attack you, trust me, they get fucked up. I'm telling you, they get fucked up. Anyways, guys, so I'm gonna let you guys watch the rest of the videos. This will be my last commentary. All right, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. If you're an 8th houser, welcome to the motherfucking family. Continue watching the TikToks, and I'll catch up with y'all in the next video. Peace.
8th house is the house of ultimate power. That's why. Lots of influential people have placements here, like, for example, Celine Dion. Venus conjunct Mercury in her 8th house. Very powerful woman. 8th house allows you to cultivate energy using your resources in the most smart and efficient way in order to appear in a certain way as well. There is a part of them that is concealed and kept secret. They don't like to reveal everything either. For 8th house people, true 8th house people, I'm talking about whole sign sidereal. That's the method I use mostly. So 8th house deals with adrenaline and like this intense desire to do something like, oh my god, if I don't do this, I'm gonna die. Like that is what the 8th house is all about. I have a video on it on my YouTube channel. Lots of powerful people have 8th house placements, lots of them. You're not wrong.
I have an uncomfortable truth about having 8th house stelliums. It sort of may indicate that that person with this in their natal chart is a death nurse, meaning they generally have very long lifespans. They're the ones that live to tell those tragic tales. They lose a lot of very close people and loved ones. Pets. They lose a lot during their lives. But what they, in a higher evolved 8th house stellium, what they can offer with that curse, so it feels like, what they can offer is they're a death doula. They're death nurses. They're present with you as far as you want them to be through the experience. They don't turn away when things get very hard. They'll be right there. They'll hold your hand. They'll wipe your butt. Because a lot of times in palliative care, that's what's needed. They're the ones that are right next to the suffering. And it's not because they like it or they want it. It's just what's destined. But oftentimes, these 8th house placements are Moon, Sun, Venus. It is as though we are destined, Mercury, it is as though we are destined to be like the crow or Mercury, between the one thing that can go sort of between the realms of the living and the deceased. A communicator between these things. And in order to do that, you that person with the 8th house stellium that hurts and sucks, we are destined to stay alive for quite a long time. It's a blessing and a curse. The blessing is that we live a long time. The other blessing is that we get to bless souls that are going through intense circumstances that need wisdom or nurturing or compassion. The curse, I'm not even going to elaborate. You already know.
I think you should marry someone really old and then they pass away and then you take all their money. It's not a job, but it's like a vibe. P.I. detective? No? Do you want to like conjure spirits at a graveyard and talk about it? No? I think you should write books about every bad thing that happened to you growing up. Maybe embezzlement.
I have a message for people with Scorpio placements or planets in the 8th house. Listen, they try to make us the villain. People are so fucking scared of us that we get sent negative energy all the fucking time. And what I had to realize was we have to start owning that. That is the biggest lesson for Scorpio and 8th housers. We have to accept the fact that sometimes we are the villain in someone else's story and we just have to fucking accept it. We have to allow shit to fucking happen. Like, people love to misunderstand us. People love to like try to tame our energy. People love to like, the death association with Scorpio and 8th house. I get it, yes, but we have to embrace that shit and transmute it to empower ourselves. So when people send me negative shit, when people like completely just like misunderstand me and choose to do it, I fucking own it. I fucking embrace it. I'm not scared of it anymore. Don't be fucking scared of yourself. Don't be fucking scared of your shadows. Own it, and you will be unstoppable. Does that make sense? I fucking love us.
I don't know what it is, but when you have heavy 8th house and 12th house placements, people love to try you. People love to try to push your buttons. People love to have drama with you. And you could be the most unproblematic person ever. You could just be minding your business. Especially like if you at work. Like, say you're a type of person, when you're at work, you just want to do your work and you want to go home. Your coworkers will have a problem with that. Your coworkers will have a problem with the fact that you don't want to be cool with them. You don't want to be their friend. You don't want to entertain them. It's like people just love to pick at you and prod at you and have a problem with you. Oh my God, especially if you have like an 8th house sun or a 12th house sun. Oh my God. I don't know, it's like just something about your energy, your aura. It's something about the way you carry yourself that makes people want to bother you. And most of the time, it doesn't like start off that way. It probably like starts off with them trying to be your friend, trying to be cool with you. But it's like they see something about you.
I'm an 8th house stellium. I'm an 8th house sun, an 8th house moon, an 8th house Mercury, and an 8th house Mars. I'm very intense.
All around, I'm just an intense individual when it comes to my ego, my emotions, my communications, and the way I take action. And the crazy thing about being the 8th house person, all of that shit's in Leo. So I'm literally the light in the darkness. Like, I have a very morbid perspective on life, but a very positive one as well, you know? So I'm like a bubbly demon, as you know, something like of that sort. Like, I understand the dark and the light aspects of life. Like, I have that balance. I love that for me. Like, a lot of people don't know how to balance their darkness. They engage in it in a way that is destructive instead of engaging in a way that is powerful. That's one thing about energy. It doesn't matter how positive or negative. What are you able to alchemize it to be? That's the real question. And dark energy is just as powerful as light energy and just as useful for certain situations. But, you know, that's another conversation to be had. So, yeah, take care. Mwah.
So I definitely got to take the time to, first of all, acknowledge this astrologer. If I find her, you guys, I'm definitely going to tag her in the comments of this video about the 8th house, because I just never heard somebody describe it better than how she described it. Now, mind you, I have an 8th house stellium. I probably got like freaking literally 6 planets in the 8th house, just something crazy. I got a lot of planets in the 8th house, and I'm very passionate about understanding and unlocking the 8th house, even for myself. And so for other people, it's even better. Because, you know, some of the things that I've learned about the 8th house that just isn't easily accepted around, like, the world, if that makes sense, is that we literally exist in the shadows. Like, and when I say exist in the shadows, y'all, we see things. You know how they say, like, it governs the shadows? No, I don't think they're capturing what that really means, the essence, okay? As an 8th house stellium, we have the ability to see deeper than the surface anything. Surface information isn't enough for us. Surface information is like shaking my hand. But because we're governed by so many 8th house planets, we have the ability to feel that it's deeper. It's not just, okay, you shook my hand, there's surface level. No, bro, I feel deeper things coming from you. You're radiating deeper. For 8th house, people radiate deep for us. They radiate deeper. It's almost like an invitation into the darkness. That's literally how, when we meet people, that's kind of how it is when we see them, when we feel them, when we sense them. Yeah, I hear you saying hi, hello. Yeah, I see you waving at me. Yeah, I see you smiling at me. But then there's just this other frequency that's going on that's like there's something deeper. And 8th house is so fucking gifted. We're so gifting at uncovering what is deeper. We always get to the bottom of all things. I don't care how long it takes for us to get to the bottom of that thing, we're gonna see it. As an 8th house, I always see it. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it. All 8th house placements have this really freakish, occultish mastery of being able to see past the surface of anything. Imagine looking at a building and like there's a surface. You see the windows, you see the balcony, all right, you see the materials used on the door. But as an 8th house, we're like an X-ray. It's like our soul is an X-ray. I see deeper. I see why this building was even built in the first place. I see where these materials came from and who they're actually impacting. I see the type of people that lit culture, energetic wise, what do they want, what are they trying to attain, what do you want to be seen for? Like, it's just way deeper than that. And I think that as an 8th house stellium, we are phenomenal healers. Outside of Scorpio placements and 12th house placements, I absolutely 100% know that 8th house stellium people have such a occult way of healing because of our ability to be so sensitive. We're so sensitive. We're energetically sensitive, not sensitive emotionally just because. No, we're energetically sensitive. I think the universe allowed for our aura to be a little bit thin so that we can penetrate into things and see things and feel things and sense things and smell things and taste things. Like, this is 8th house energy. We have this freakish knowing. It's a knowing that just takes over, and we calibrate to it, and it drives us. That's the reason why we do so good at analyzing everything. Y'all, I can't tell y'all how many off the book murders I have actually solved. I could start a series. I cannot tell you how many times I've picked up from a person what the fuck is going to happen for their year. I can feel it. I just can feel. I know what's really going on. I'm just saying the 8th house placements, it's just so gifted. And it's like, when is the world going to socially accept that information can be obtained from more than just having logic? What about the spiritual healers? What about the psychics? What about 8th house stelliums? What about Scorpio risings, Scorpio Venus, Scorpio, like, what, Scorpio suns? Like, let's talk about it. I think we're going to need to integrate a little bit more of just the logic way of being able to analyze information, because as an 8th house, baby, we see the information. We are the information. We are the information. You secret where? Anytime that I've ever had a deceitful person around me, I kid you guys, the fuck not, I've always found out. I have never been surprised. I'm not surprised. And I've just never been surprised. I can't tell you guys how many times I have met people who like wanted to be friends and associates and like connect with me. Y'all, I promise you, as soon as like interacting with them, I was just like, I get a really bad feeling from them. I just get a bad feeling. Why? I don't know. I just feel it. And I've had people talk me out of it, like, you're just paranoid, or like you're tripping, or you need to give them a chance. And there's a couple of times where I've experimented with my gifts as an 8th house stellium, where I said, okay, well, let's see, right? Let's see. And I bypassed what my intuition said, and boy, oh motherfucking boy, the shit hit the roof. It did. Those people weren't my friends. That man wasn't my man. Okay? That sister was conniving. Okay, that job was like extremely manipulative. Like, I've always been able to, okay, I got it, understand. So whenever you're 8th house, especially if you're governed by 8th house, whenever that intuition is screaming at you, and it's like, you need to pay fucking attention to what I'm trying to tell you. Pay attention. Follow the urges. You're literally never being guided wrong. You're never being misguided. Follow the fucking urges. 8th house stellium. Clack that, clack that, clack that, clack that.
In the cemetery, the tombstone set from your birthday to 2020 under your name. Boy, we just get shoot up, guys, man, we not get too fucked. Me love it when them young and group up. The boy, them soft, like the pillow, them in the eye. Tell her who look like fruit in a fruit cup. Boy, gone in a mug, but not because of the virus. Him gone in a the mug because the pussy tried to Trinidad. Bad man never mind us, bad man can't stop my bus. Right.